Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers live on our Weekday Wagers channel. If you're not watching this show, then I promise you, you're already behind because we are live on a Thursday, and today it's America's team. America's team and the Dallas Cowboys takes on that team from Detroit, the 8 Mile, the Detroit Lions, and it should be a good game. It's honestly one of my favorite games that I've been looking forward to all season, and hopefully it's a banger after banger. Yeah, you know how it goes. But today on the show, we do have Robbie here waiting in the wing, just talking to all of the Dallas Cowboy talk, as well as Detroit, the Lions, and then we'll get into our picks. And Robbie does have a pick on that game tonight. I'm going to the NBA, and then we're bringing back our model play of the day. But it's Thursday. What do we have? But it's a little TV timeout. We're going to talk Survivor, and there are 6 people left. And it was a decent episode again last night, another blindside. So it should be a really good ending to the season as we're just right around the corner. But speaking of right around the corner, yesterday it was and a win. Yes, the Ducks, they sucked. But Roop Hintz, whoever that guy is, he got a point for the Dallas Stars. I know a lot about hockey. Speaking of the hockey guy, there he is. Robbie, what up, man?
Hey, what's up, DG? Yes, Roop Hintz did get a point. Got his 400 career point. Yeah, Roop.
Why has it got to be A? Why can't he just be Roop?
I don't know. It's kind of like how they spell Johnson with 2 S's in their last names, a lot of guys. I don't get it either. I don't know. Not an American thing. I know that for sure.
I think it's stupid, and I think we need to put up something that says his name is Roop from now on. I'm going to call him Roop Hintz, and kind of like repents, you know. All right. Well, that was it's a one-on-one day, and at the end of the day, we lose a little juice on those, but that's how the cookie crumbles. But if you're joining us over at justthatsports.com, then you're obviously cashing with us on a consistent basis, as we're going to keep cashing here live on the show. But if you do want more, go over to justthatsports.com and use the code DATA100, and that'll get you your first month half off, which will be really nice you can save a few dollars, buy me a present after you hit a big one with one of my plays, to which I have 3 plays tonight in this game. Speaking of the game that is the Thursday Night Football, it's the Cowboys. It is +3 for the boys. Detroit, who's at home, -3. Do you like anything at all about this game tonight? On just the game lines, let's not get into players just yet.
I'm ready to get hurt again, but Dallas being +3 with all the Detroit injuries, it's not even a homerism. If this team was somebody else, I would think Detroit with all these injuries, it would be hard not to go against the wild card in this one. And I think Dallas is more healthy. I think Dallas has a lot more still to play for, especially with all the kneeling stuff going on. So, I like Dallas +3. And like I said, I'm ready to get hurt again.
That's the thing is, people have asked me, like, how do you feel about the Cowboys? I'm like, I'm not giving in, because I've been here before. It always ends bad. I'm not getting my hopes up. So, in all honesty, to this point, I have not got my hopes up for the playoffs. I don't think that this team has a chance to get in, but I am on record, and I will stand on it right now. If they win this game tonight, I'm ready to be hurt, because at that point, I feel that they have it all right in front of them, where they could go on it 3-1 to end the season, as long as they win the right games and lose the right game, whatever it might be. But they don't have to win all the way out. They can go 3-1. The defense is looking good, and everything about this team has been on both sides really good since the trade deadline. But Robbie, I'm really nervous. And yes, Joe, shut up, Joe. We don't need your comments here. The negativity about America's team, we don't need that negativity, but it does worry me, because The public is on the Cowboys. Does that worry you?
Yes, that's also the biggest worry is that the public is on the Cowboys, because I think the public's using my logic with all the injuries to Detroit. And then just going over this game for player props, like you would think Goff for 200 plus passing yards is a lock because he normally does.
Okay.
But with Amon-Ra down, you're literally looking at Jamison Williams and Isaac Tesla, and then you're going to look for hopefully get some Gibbs some work. And then who else is catching balls? Both of their top tight ends are down as well. I don't know, man. Like I said, ready to get hurt again.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I've already taken Goff over his 200 and I think it's 250 and a half pass yards, just because they're going to have to pass to somebody. And I think that there will be somebody that they'll be able to, connect with. I do like Jamison Williams in this game. He has been a guy who's consistently been a go-to guy when they need him to. He was last week whenever Amon-Ra went out of the game. I think that they have a chance to be able to throw the ball. The Cowboys in the last few weeks have been really good at defending the run. The last 3 weeks combined, they have not allowed more than 100 total yards. That's all 3 games combined. They haven't allowed more than 100 total rushing yards to running back one. And so I look at that with an opportunity that maybe if you're Detroit, you think, hey, we can try to get Gibbs and Montgomery going. But I think that they can hold them under their numbers and keep them in check, to which they have to throw more. Is that how you're looking at this?
Yeah, and two, David Montgomery is another one in the receiving game that I would look at, especially like you said with the upgrade to the defensive line. They may be able to get after Goff a little more. And Goff, as you know, can't scramble, so you may see more Montgomery because he's a better pass blocker than Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, last time I said this was against Philly. Gibbs didn't do nothing in the first half, but that second half, I think he went for like 7 for 100 through the air, not on the ground, but through the air. So hopefully, again, tonight we get more Gibbs work receiving rather than rushing. But no, I wouldn't trust either of these guys, Montgomery or Gibbs, on the ground game.
All right, well, let's get to our the superstars, the people that make the plays, kind of like our guys and gals in the chat. I see everybody here piling in as normal. Derek, Scotty, Too Hottie. There's also Miss Kim, that guy Joe. He sucks. Don't talk to Joe. Rich is here. He's got a question. So let's start with Rich. At this one, he says, I don't trust Jamison Williams, but do you like guys that you like for the Lions? Because obviously I am big on Jamison Williams, just because, looking at the numbers, he can run the slant really well. The Cowboys do struggle with that. And I've looked at that. And that's the only reason I'm playing Jamison, is because he's really good out of the slot. He's really good on that slant pattern. Because of that, I'm a big fan of that. But he likes Pickens, Lamb. They're kind of auto bets. So just looking through all these guys, is there someone that's a favorite to you?
I honestly, receiving wise, I feel like it would be Gibbs, and I would look maybe at his receptions over his receiving yards, because I think he's going to get a lot of work. I think his receptions, yes, it's at 4.5. It's already juiced up to -150 though at 4.5. I think earlier in the day, even earlier in the week, you could get that around -110, -120. But now it's -150. So if I'm looking at that, maybe as a parlay piece, you could target Gibbs's receptions. But yeah, other than that, and then Isaac Tesla, that's the only other wide receiver really that they're going to be able to go to. Khalif Raymond, the other wide receiver, he's out as well tonight. So that's who I would target. Gibbs, maybe Montgomery, because of the pass blocking deficiencies of Gibbs.
All right. I do like the Gibbs on all his numbers just in general, but looking at those, his rushing is now all the way up to 77.5, which, he could go off. And if you look at his last, what is that? 2, 4, 6, 7. It's either he hits his number, doesn't hits. It's literally back and forth. This week would be a hit for him if you're looking at that, which makes me nervous. But his line on his receptions, like you said, 4.5. So I don't know if you would go that or the yardage, which is only 36.5 at -110. If you had to pick the receptions or the receiving yards, which way would you go?
Well, for the number, probably the receiving yards, because -150 is too juicy even for me. So I would say if you're looking for the better number, go with the receiving yards. He's done it, like you said, in 3 of his last 6. But Dallas, they've actually been pretty decent against even the receiving portion of the running backs. Only it's like Saquon's the only one that's gone over that in the last 6 or 7 games. So it's tricky. I'd hate that the reception prop is juiced as much as it is, because I do like that one way better.
the receptions prop is more of my favorite, because what you're going to do is you're going to have him catch one, honestly, like even with Goff, maybe a yard up, and then just gets creamed and loses 3 or 4 yards. And so at that point, that 36.5, now he's having to gain 40.5. And so at that point, that's the reason it worries me. He could also break one for 40 and you call it a day, but that's just how you play with these running backs out of the backfield. Let's go to the Cowboys side. What do you like? Who do you like? Anything that just jumps right out to you?
Yeah, I think it was Rich that nailed it. Pickens and Lamb are two auto bets, especially against man coverage. Both of them could go off. But I like CD Lamb the most, and it's mainly for what he did against Trent McDuffie last week. One of the better corners in the league. He made him look terrible.
Yeah.
So I would say Lamb is probably my go-to out of him and Pickens.
All right. Well, I know you do have a play on that, so let's go ahead and get to your play now that you have for CD.
For sure. Let's do it. So I'm going CD Lamb, 25 plus longest reception. I got that at minus 130 this morning over at FanDuel. I haven't checked the lines, but I think it's probably gone up a little bit. But look, man, CD has gone over in 8 of his last 10 games. Like I was saying, Detroit plays a ton of man coverage. So you're probably safe taking Lamb or even Pickens in this slot. Pickens' line was already at 25.5 for a longest reception. So I would rather take CD, who is maybe just a little bit better than CD or better than George Pickens. But Detroit's allowed 14 different wide receivers to go over 25 plus in just the last 10 games. And you're talking about guys that are way worse than Pickens or CD Lamb. Lamb's also gone over this in 9 of his last 10 games, and he scored in 6 of his last 10 games on primetime. So he's always shows out in primetime. The only time he didn't was when they went against the Raiders, and I think that's just because Joe liked the pick and he probably played it, so that's why it lost. I like CD tonight, 25 plus longest reception at minus 130.
All right. I like that as well. CD has been a crazy good as of late. And I'm on Pickens to go over his receiving yards. I believe it's like 81.5. I'm not sure exactly where it is now. It's been going up all day. I put my plays in last night at 79.5. I think both guys I had, both Jameson Williams, but also Pickens, both were at 80 receiving yards at minus 110 or whatever it was. And dude, it's just like flying up to 84, 85 now. It's
both of them are at 82.5. Pickens and Lamb both. When you look at Doink Sports, they're at 82.5.
Okay. All right. Well, we do have a play here from Derek. Dak 2+ touchdowns. CD and Pickens get 70 receiving yards each, which I do like that. And then the Cowboys now, instead of it being at a 3, you bump it up to a 3.5 to get the hook in your favor of a field goal. At plus 596. For one, Derek says you're welcome. But 2, do you like his play here?
Yeah, I do like that play. I would even try to say maybe add in a Javonte Williams touchdown to that, because I have something very similar to Derek's. I have Dak. I think it's Dak and Goff to both get 200, and then the Lamb and Pickens, and then I don't have the 3.5 because I'm always wrong on money lines and spreads. But I did add a Javonte Williams. I think it comes out to very similar numbers.
I wonder if we could do that. Just looking at this, if you could do two Dak touchdowns, CD Pickens to get the receiving yards. I like that. If you bumped it up to Cowboys plus 7 or 7.5, probably, obviously the number would move down closer to probably 253. But then if you added in a Javonte Williams touchdown or Jahmyr Gibbs or anything on the other side, because right now you're falling into the line of the same team, and so you're not going to get good odds because it's the same team falling in line. And so what you might do is move to the other side and go a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown and maybe Goff 2+ touchdowns as well. I bet that would get you like plus 7, plus 800 at least.
Or if like what we're saying, the Russian defense scares you with Gibbs and you don't like the touchdown, take that receiving or receptions prop, maybe even drop it down to 4. And I bet you could still get a good number with that too.
Yeah, there's multiple ways to go on that, just to kind of have fun with it. And that's like, hey, I got a boost. I got a $5 bet. This money's burning a hole in my pocket. Let's have some fun on a Thursday, because this is a great game for this.
It is. And we've had 2 dud primetime games as of late, especially with the teams that were in there. This is one where I think you could have a lot of fun. If Amon-Ra was healthy and there's a couple more people in Detroit, I think you could have a lot of fun. With that, I still think you can have some fun, though.
All right. Well, as Nate G puts it, go Cowboys. Go Cowboys. All right.
Well, gotta wear it when we're winning, man. I don't get to rock it that much.
There's so many times when we don't get to wear it. For sure. But we do have our plays, and we do have our guy Seabass. So let's go ahead and get to him, and then we'll get to our plays.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors: original, hot, and no salt. That's going to turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't-miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
I'm going to go to the association here with the Philadelphia 76ers who are taking on the Golden State Warriors. Let's just say the Golden State Warriors are struggling without Steph Curry right now. They're having trouble scoring at this point. And I like the first half just overall as a combo line of 107.5. I honestly like the first quarter a little bit, but not as much as the first half because Golden State has been notoriously slow starters. But Philadelphia has been a hot starter in the first quarter as well as the first half. I think that what they're going to do, and you'll see in this game, is they're going to get the tempo going. And a lot of these pieces that you're seeing on the other side with Golden State just cannot fire as well as a Maxey, a VJ Edgecombe pieces can actually go. And so I'm going to go over the first half team total for the 76ers. We're going to go over the 54.5. It's at minus 115. I like this to go all the way up to like 57, 58 if for some reason that number starts rising. I don't want to go up to 60. I don't think that they can score, 30 plus in each, very easily. And so I do like the 54.5. And I believe the model has this right around the 62 number. And so just trying to stay off of the model. But this is our biggest edge we have in this one. And so I think the 76ers in the first half cover this 54. But we also do have a play of the day from justastatsports.com, and that is UC Irvine at minus 12.5 at minus 110 on the odds. Looks like it's projected win percentage of 65.2%. Do you love this? I know you do. Some round ball, college basketball. Do you believe in the model here, Robbie?
I will believe in the model because the model is always right. Yes, UC Irvine, I'm sure that's somewhere in California. They must be a top-notch squad if the model has them at 12.5.
100%. They're the anteaters. So we got to believe in the model, right?
Yeah, man.
No,
you just can't play for the anteaters.
Yeah, you can't have a play and be called the anteaters and not be good. So yeah, UC Irvine, I believe, they're a really good basketball team. So minus 12.5 here, the model play of the day. We'll track that and see how he keeps going for sure. But let's go ahead and get to the prime time pay dirt. And this is honestly where I suck. You're really good at this, but I suck so very bad at just picking out somebody to score. But we'll have everybody listen to you and less of me. Why do you think I have an 8-ball at this point? My God. And the 8-ball sucks too recently. So let's go with CeeDee Lamb plus 125 for the Cowboys, or George Pickens plus 130, Jake Ferguson plus 180. And then on the other side, we can't play Jahmyr Gibbs or Javonte Williams for the Cowboys there, but David Montgomery at even money at plus 100, Jamison Williams at plus 110, and then Isaac Tesla at plus 190. Where are you going, Rob?
Man, I'm just going to stick with my player. I'm taking CD plus 125. He scored in 2 of his last 3 since coming back from injury. He dominates in primetime. I think he has 6 touchdowns in his last 10 primetime games. So give me Mr. Lamb. Might as well roll with my guy.
All right. Well, I'm seeing that Scotty Too Hottie likes CeeDee Lamb first touchdown at plus 1,000.
Even better.
And I believe that I believe it might have been Derek that said Isaac Tesla. He said he scores for sure, but I believe he even said to get a first touchdown as well. That might be like plus 1,000, plus 1,200. It might be a bigger number than just, plus 1,000. So I'm not sure which direction I would go. I'm thinking like David Montgomery is a good look because it is plus money, and they have been giving him the ball rushing. And so I'm going to go there on that side, but I'm going to pick 2 today because I do believe in George Pickens. I think Pickens has a big game tonight just because he is going against man coverage, to which they play 46% of the time there for Detroit. He owns man-on-man coverage. I think that they can get him into the end zone. My favorite is David Montgomery because he's getting the looks inside the red zone, and he's the bigger body. He can take a lick better than maybe Jahmyr Gibbs can. there in the red zone, maybe the 3 yard line. But either way, I like Dave Montgomery. I like George Pickens. So I'm curious. Go ahead.
I think Montgomery dominates Dallas too. I feel like the last few times they played, he's found the end zone. So I was looking at that as my backup if you took CeeDee Lamb. So I love the Montgomery look, especially in the red zone.
Versus Dallas, last 2 seasons he's had a touchdown, and he was the first touchdown against them last year. So maybe that is a good look. But yes, he has been. He's the guy that gets the looks inside of in the red zone when they're on the 3 to 4 yard line. They're giving it to him not because he's better than Jahmyr Gibbs, but you're going to take a lick, especially inside there. And so they're like, hey, let's give it to David Montgomery. He's not our athletic guy on the outside like Jahmyr Gibbs is for sure.
I love Montgomery. I love taking his receptions prop or his receiving yards prop. They always have it around 8.5 to 9.5. So anytime it's around that number and it's like a good defense you can actually throw against, I always take that. I'm not taking it tonight just because I don't like going against this Cowboys rush defense. And no, that's not a homer pick. That's just facts. They've gotten a ton better since they made the acquisition. So I'm staying off of it tonight.
All right. Well, we do have a lot coming in right now on all the picks before we get to our TV timeout. So let's go ahead and look at some of these that I picked out from the chat here. And Scotty says, can you see Dak running for a touchdown?
He doesn't do it as much as he's gotten older. Back when he was Mississippi State first coming out, he ran a lot. But after all the injuries, I think he's going to try to rely on Javonte Williams or one of his big wide receivers in the red zone. I wouldn't play it, but I guess he did have one, 2 weeks ago against the Eagles. So maybe, but no, I wouldn't play that one.
Yeah, I'm not big on Dak running. I don't think you can bet on it unless, and honestly, you could watch how the game plays and bet on it because I don't think it happens early in a game. I think anytime it's going to happen, it's going to be late because he's seeing how the defense is pushing him out of the pocket. And at that point, when you start seeing them, having to push him out, that's when you'll start seeing him running a little bit more, and then he'll get out and get loose. But we do have Mark going with Jamison Williams to score. Scott says Goff first quarter. It's got to be a TD, right? Plus 2,000. Can you
probably
bet?
rush it?
Can you bet on first quarter?
I can tell you real quick. Let me just a second.
Wow.
Let's see. Doink doesn't have it listed, so I'm not sure where he's getting the play, but Doink doesn't have it listed. So
I'm not sure about that. I've never seen just the first quarter. Maybe you can't. I have not seen it. All right, let's keep moving. Joe does not want to bet on Tesla, and just as a PSA, he doesn't want anybody to lose their money by betting on Tesla. I've seen a few comments. This is the only one I pulled, but Joe hates Mr. Tesla, all the cars and player. So don't do anything with any of them. All right, let's go to Miss Kim. She's got Montgomery, Lamb, Pickens, parlay. These are all a Tutter parlay at plus 525. Do you feel good about this?
I do. I like that one because I like Montgomery the most on Detroit. And like I said, Lamb or Pickens, I think if you bet both of them, you should at least come out even. One of them's getting in the end zone, if not both.
Somebody is. Derek does like Tesla. Is at plus 11. That's where we had it earlier for him to score the first touchdown. All right, let's go through. I believe that is all the NFL picks for this game. Todd's coming in here. Cal Poly and Cal State Fullerton under 177.5 at minus 105. A good price because of the conference play. So if you like that, he is a part of the justthatsports.com. So if you want to find plays just like this from Taj, you'll find them over there. Just go ahead and sign up. Use the code DATA100. But this is a freebie for you all. Take it. Run with it. Be happy. TJ likes Boston Bruins. 1 power play goal plus 100. I think this is probably a good play. I was doing my research on the Bruins today, and there's like a tea party going on, I believe.
Yeah, back a few years ago they had a tea party. No, but they are going to sing the blues tonight because they're playing the blues. So probably a smart look because they're not very good at all. Yeah. I do hate that David Pasternak, still out for Boston. I'd love it more if Pasternak was playing, but Morgan Geeky should be just fine.
Pasta Geeky. That's what they need, like a Pasta Geek shirt.
Yeah.
All right, Edmonton Oilers, one power play goal at minus 130. Do you like the Oilers tonight?
That I do love. They're playing the Kraken. They just played them on November 29th, beat them 4-0. And Edmonton just got shut out to Minnesota the other night, so they have some scoring to make up. I love that play, actually.
All right. Well, there you go. See, we got all the sports. I think we hit on almost everything but tennis, MMA. I don't know. Like, I don't know what else is happening around the world, but that's what we're hitting on. But yes, Scott let us know that's DraftKings that you could do the first quarter, and it's got to be a touchdown. So we'll see. But it's that time. It's everybody's favorite time now because this is our Thursday show, and we've been doing this for a hot minute now, Rob. But we finally get you on, and we finally have the intro for you. All right, it is TV timeout time. We got 6 people left in Survivor, and if you don't want to have any spoilers, you got 3 seconds to get out because we're about to spoil it right now. And so we have only one Soph left. Were you shocked?
No, because they should have done something different. And these guys are too scared to make a big move. I know it kind of seemed like a blindside, but really they should have took out either Rizgod or Savannah last night. That was their shot to do it. I don't know if they're ever going to. I would have pivoted and took one of them out, but yeah, I mean, she is a challenge beast, so you do get that out of the way.
I agree on the challenge part. I think she has been winning a good amount of challenges, but the problem with it is I don't think that she was a threat to anybody's game. She doesn't have a duo. Like, there is no duo for her in this game. And so what I look at is, does nobody understand that Rizzo has a freaking idol in his pocket? Just vote for the guy. Get him to flush it. I don't understand.
If I'm him and I make it to the final 3, and you know that they have to give their speech, I'm pointing at all of them and saying, I've had this. You know, I've had this since the merge, and not one of you took me out. Not one of you. And I didn't play it ever. And you still didn't take me out. I think that, I mean, he's got the best. He could have the best speech, I think, at the end to prove why he should be the winner. Because he's ballsy. And he can say that he made a lot of the big moves. The Jawan move was all him. He orchestrated it. So it's just depending on if he gets there or not. I'm getting worried for Rizgod a little bit now because I think Sophie B has to use that knowledge is power by this next episode, or it's null and void. So what I would do if I was her, I would team up with Sage because neither one of them have a partner anymore. They're really kind of in the middle. Team up with Sage and try to figure out how to get the idol either out of Rizgod, or she can say this. She doesn't have to say, do you have a steal a vote? She can say, do you have an advantage or an idol to, what's his name? Oh, Steven.
No.
What?
Can't. So she can't, she has to do it at tribal, correct?
I think she had, that's where it's tricky because he has to play it before tribal. That's the tricky part. That's
the issue is it didn't happen this last time. And I'm not saying it won't happen next time that he won't play it again. But I think if I was her, still a vote or whatever they're doing, block a vote, whatever, that is cool. I like that. But if I can go grab an immunity idol that you can't grab back from me, unless you're wanting him to win, like I don't understand what we're doing at this point. And so what she could do is easily grab that idol and play it that night if she wanted to.
Yeah. And if she wants to stick to her thing with Savannah and Riz, she could, if she knows that Savannah may be the name on the parchment, do it at tribal. Say, Riz, do you have an idol? Take Riz's idol, play it for Savannah, and then maybe they pivot and they can vote with their numbers against the other guys, whoever they decide to target.
Yeah, but I would rather keep that and use it for something else.
Well, yeah, you're trying to win Survivor. You're not trying to win Survivor for somebody else. I mean, I'd have probably already took something from somebody at this point. So the fact she's held on to it is pretty amazing.
All right, so now we have 6, right? We have Sophie, Sage, Savannah, Steven, all the S's. And then you have Christina and Riz. You have 6 people left. Right now, like I know it's hard to predict next week, right? Because it's because you see all the things that are saying the lines in the sand been drawn now, so you have both sides. Okay, obviously it's probably going to be Riz and Savannah for sure because they're a duo. I don't know if people realize they're a duo. And then you have Sage and maybe Steven. I wouldn't say they're a duo, but that side, I assume.
Steven and Christina especially. Those two, I think,
true.
are, because she gave him the idol of that episode. So I know those two are a duo as well.
All right. So we heard Riz say him. Like he mentioned a guy's name, not a guy's name, but him saying it's a guy. So it's gotta be Steven, right? That's the only guy there.
As far as I know, that's the last one left.
Right. So that kind of showed the hand a little bit. But if you had to choose, you had 3 people that go to the final. Which 3 go to the final? If you had to predict just right now, we're 6 people, but obviously down to 5 next week. 3 go to the final. Who would you pick to go to the final?
Sophie B for sure, because I think they'll use her as a GOAT. I think they'll try to say she didn't do anything but ride coattails. So she'll get carried to the final. I think Savannah, because if they're smart, I think they look at the jury and they think there's a lot of people that don't like her. You may be able to get votes from the jury. So Savannah, I want to say Riz, but God, I don't know. I'd say Steven, because I think they somehow screw Riz up.
Yeah, Steven's a good one because of that block of vote. Scott Y says Steven, Christina, and Sophie. So a duo of Christina and Steven, that would be interesting. Steven, Sophie, Savannah, all the S's. My God. Like I didn't realize that until before the show. I'm like, all right, who are the names? And we wrote them down, all the S's named. I do think Steven's in a good spot now because he doesn't have a immediate threat, but now the teaser showed that he does have a threat. So I'm curious how that goes because he's not been winning a lot until he just won immunity. I think Sage is pretty like just sitting there by herself in a sense. Like I think that they know that she's a threat, but at this point she can't win anything. And that's what I look at is like when you get down to the very bottom is most of these people don't matter. So if I was Riz or Savannah, I can't take each other. You can't, right? Yeah. Is that how you would be? Because there's no way you could take each other.
I don't know. It might be smart. And Riz is pretty smart on the game. Like he kind of knows what people are doing. I feel like if you take her, you could probably make your case over her because they already don't like either one of you. It's just about who do they like least. And you could build a case there and put her on blast in the jury against the jury. I think you can do that. Okay.
If you had to pick somebody that has the best argument, if they make it to the final, they're number one, nobody can beat them. Their argument stands above everybody else's right now. Who is that? Is that Riz for you?
Riz for me, Sophie B second, because she was on that tribe that was absolutely terrible. She was on the tribe that was terrible. And she has survived that. She survived going into the merge with no help. And then now she has that advantage. If she uses it correctly, for sure.
Right.
And then she can always say, I played the middle better than anybody else. She can look at what's his name, Alex, and say, that's how you play the middle, how I did. You wish you were as good as me. Wow. Maybe not say that because you want him to vote for you, but take a lesson from me on how to play the middle.
I honestly, I have not at all once thought about Sophie having that argument. That's incredible. And that's why I like asking because one, I'm half dumb most of the time, but two, like I think these are interesting to think about because your thought process is different than mine. Like I'm thinking like, hey, it is Riz, Savannah, and then after that, I think you can say Steven, maybe, but like I didn't think Sophie had a chance. Christina, I forgot she's on the show half the time. Sage is really good because she's making moves, but she needs one big move to really solidify herself as a potential threat. So
now she could use that. I think I was on my trip when it happened, when her and Jawan and Steven, I believe, they did that. They got the one girl out. I can't remember her name, the yoga chick. They got rid of her and nobody was none the wiser. So she does have that in her back pocket if she wants to throw that one out there too.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, we do have Derek said Steven, Rizzo, and Savannah. I think that might be the 3 that end up making it because why Riz and Savannah have not been voted for and voted out, it shocks me to this point.
Now, and if you get to that 3, I don't know if Riz and Savannah has a chance because everybody likes Steven. Does the jury vote on actual gameplay or they vote because they got their feelings hurt? That's what you got to worry about too.
Wow. What's the guy's name that got bit by the snake? Because TJ's saying that's who's winning.
I think his name was Jake. I believe that was his name.
No idea.
I think it was
told
Jake.
Me Bob for all I care.
He's building houses now with the other big guy who was a challenge beast. I can't remember his name at this point, but he's out building houses in one of the third world countries, I think, right now. So he's using his Survivor fame to I guess make him some money. That's what you got to do. You got to make yourself known, because other than the show, you want to win the million, but you also want to be good for TV, because then you latch on to all the other previous Survivor winners and start collaborating. That would be the end goal.
Hence why we want you on the show. We need to blow this thing up, Rob. I don't know what we're doing here. Let's just blow it up, and we'll all be friends in the end, and we'll take our OGs with us. But we're trying to blow this thing up, so we need you to go on Survivor just to blow it up.
All right.
Well,
I can do weekday wagers as a full-time job after that.
Okay. Listen, that's fair. As long as you need to win and be well liked. Combo of everything. Oh, a little hate is okay. A little polarizing, as they say. Polarizing.
That'd be it.
Yeah. And
I think my confessionals would be better. That and my resting bitch face that I'd probably have the whole time.
Who knew that we had a website already? But GetRobbieOnSurvivor.com is taking off. And then after you win Survivor, then you can go on and win the challenge. And then in there, what's the other one where they go different countries?
Is it Amazing Race?
Amazing Race.
You want to talk about TV? Me and Sarah trying to get around the world together. You haven't seen fighting and arguing like that. We would make for TV, because we would be fighting the entire time. Yeah,
and then just don't talk about throwing rocks again, okay? We can't do that. Like, that can't be on your bio. If I get on that show, I'm 100% climbing a tree. And I'm 100% throwing a rock, and I'm just going to wink at the camera so y'all know what I did. I would die laughing, and I would literally have it for a meme the rest of my life. So yes, we need that. But we do have an important question. We'll end on this one. If they ask you to be referred to as Rob Dar or not be on the show, would you be Rob Dar?
Oh, okay. Hey, if it meant I got on Survivor, I would eat my pride and do that.
By all means. That's the only time me and Joe agree. That's the only time. Yeah. Not again. Joe, shut up. All right. Let's keep this thing rolling. The Cowboys roll tonight here on Thursday Night Football. I'm excited about it. Robbie's excited about it. Hopefully all of our Cowboys fans is for sure excited about the game. Either way, it should be a banger of a game for sure, because Detroit has been playing well, but now they're hurt. There's going to be a lot of stuff that happens, I think, on their side. Somebody that we don't really realize right now that steps up and has a big game. But overall, go ahead and get in your plays now, and make sure you tune in for tomorrow. As always, we're going 3 wide on a Friday for sure. So that's all we got. Make sure you go to justthatsports.com. We'll see you all tomorrow.